kids? Welcome to another Vault Collection update. First, before we get into that, we're listening to Molder out of Joliet, Illinois. I bet Ken's death metal crypt Ken knows about this band. I think he's from Joliet or up in that area. Talked about this in one other video, but this deserves some more attention. This is the second pressing, and it came out on, I can't remember, the label name was Cianeto Discos in South America. And it's kind of funny, disclaimer, they worked with this label to do the printing of the inner sleeve, but and the CD, of course, but the label didn't actually make the CDs with the cases and everything, so they just shipped everything to the band, like this you see here, like the printing, and then the band went and scrounged up some CD cases and put everything together themselves. So they kind of put a disclaimer out there: if you bought one that was scratched up or whatever on the case, I'm sorry. So true DIY. But this, as I got into it, I didn't realize how many guests were on this. There is, let's see, members from Melting Rot, Cyanide, Sanguisabog, Skeletal Remains, Cardiac Arrest, a bunch of guest spots on here, be it vocals or guitar solos or whatever. They also do a righteous cover of Serenade in Lead by Acefix. You see there on the bottom. This is a solid release. I don't know if this is still available or not on their site, because on Bandcamp, when you buy it and you look at the computer you bought it on, it says you already own it. But their first pressing, or the cassette, was on Headsplit Records. It sold out. So this is a second pressing on CD. High quality stuff. Highly recommend it. Now we're going to dive into my collection. I think we're starting with Anathema. We'll start with that and see where we go from here. The band from Liverpool. What I have here is, I think this came out in 95, if I remember right. But this is a reissue that came out in 2003 of The Silent Enigma. This is the 2-disc edition, if anyone cares about that. It has a promo. The second disc is DVD. It's got A Vision of Dying Embrace, they call it, which is 4 promos. They're like videos, basically, if you can see on the back there. Sorry for the fucking glare. It's got Sweet Tears, Mine Is Yours, The Silent Enigma, and Hope. 3 of those songs are on different albums. And then it's got a live in Krakow, March of 96. This and Serenades are probably my favorite from Anathema, from their death metal phase. Or doom death metal. I remember buying Serenades back when it came out, and I've probably said this many times, but I wasn't really in a doom phase, if you will. I just discovered thrash and death metal, and Anathema, I just wasn't mature enough to appreciate that kind of music. So it's probably my second or third favorite release by them. I pretty much hang on to this just because it's got the live DVD with it. But then I took a break from Anathema for a while. I don't remember why, because I'm trying to remember when this one came out. Looks like it came out in 2012. That's a pretty big break. But I got that first taste of Anathema and that doomy metal, and I just kind of tuned out for a while. And when I tuned back in, thankfully I was mature enough to appreciate Weather Systems. This came out in 2012, as I mentioned earlier, on the End Records. And by the way, this came out on Peaceville, of course, probably. Yeah, Peaceville. Should have known that. Weather Systems, though, thankfully, I came across it when like I said, I was at a more mature stage in my life where I could appreciate music more. And this sounds nothing like Enigma or Serenade. A lot of people tuned out of Anathema after this, and a lot of people tuned in. It has a lot of cool landscape pictures and whatnot on the inside. They do have a full-time, I don't remember which album it started with, but kind of a full-time female singer and or woman singer, and they really took on a melodic tone and kind of a more somber, emotional journey with weather systems. Most songs have titles around weather, like lightning song, sunlight, the gathering of clouds. But Untouchable Part 1 and Part 2 kick this off, and they are just some of the most heartbreaking songs that I've ever heard. I can't tell if it's a love lost or it's just someone that you love passing on, in hopes that you see them again someday, or wishing them well. But those two songs are just very heartbreaking. So I do enjoy this album quite a bit. I hadn't listened to it in a while, and when I do these vault videos, I start going back through the music again and getting reacquainted before I talk about them. And Weather System still holds up to this day. Next up, we have, I think this came out 2014. This is Distant Satellites. This is the non-tour edition. I think they put out another edition of it. Excuse me. There's the back slipcase. It had some bonus songs on it, the tour edition did. And they were on K-Scope at this time. I think they were off of Peaceville. Yeah, K-Scope. I don't know much about the label. Based on the insides, there aren't many bands here I've heard of. I've heard of Ulver, Porcupine Tree, but there's a lot of other, it seems, artistic, art rock type stuff that I'm not really familiar with. Just not my bag, really. The inside on this is really great. It's got some really great colorscapes on the inside. Some blues, reds. Just very well done artistic wise. I didn't like this as much as Weather Systems. I feel like they kind of took a step backwards. But there are still some great songs on this. The Lost song, there's Part 1 and Part 2. I like Part 2 a lot better. Ariel, I always think of my old dog named Ariel that has long since passed. And then they wrote a song called Anathema. I really hate when bands have a song title that is the same as the band. Don't get me started on that. But yeah, it's a good album. I've became reacquainted, as I said, doing the vault stuff, but I'm not really sure if I'm going to hang on to this one or not. Just it's not my favorite, Anathema. And then last but not least, I believe this is their latest album, 2017. Wow. Again on K-Scope. This is The Optimist. Good album. True to form. Came back around. Pulled me back in. This is kind of a limited edition, I think, like a book version of the CD, and it's got the liner notes on the inside. A lot of weird like cityscapes and cool photography on the inside here. More of that melodic type atmosphere that a lot of people hate from this band. They want them to go back to the Serenades era. But I can respect the fact that they've matured and moved on from that era. I don't know if they even play the Serenade stuff live. I watched some videos online, and it looks like they play a lot of the more melodic stuff, which is fine. Next up, we have from Ancient Wisdom, A Godlike Inferno, on Prosthetic Records. This came out, good God, 2012 also. Show you the inside here. Just kind of I hate these thin digipacks. I don't know why. I mean, they make space on your shelf, but just some lyrics on the inside here. These guys are occult rock from Austin, Texas. Cult rock, I don't know how you really describe it. It's kind of that chanty vocal style. These guys have been around since 2011, I believe, when this came out. This came out, 2012. I don't think they've put out anything else other than this, to be honest. I think they have one album that maybe came out a couple of years ago, and then I read somewhere they were going to reissue this as kind of like a 10th anniversary edition with some other stuff. There's a lot of acoustic passages and kind of that, like I said, chanty vocal, doom, occult rock, stoner type stuff. But I do like this album a lot. The Opposition is a great song. Very catchy. I'll link it below. And the rest of it kind of follows suit. So if you like The Opposition, you'll like this album quite a bit from Ancient Wisdom. And if you try to look them up, the Wisdom is spelled with 2 V's. I believe there was already a band called Ancient Wisdom with a W. And since everyone in the cult rock and black metal like to use V's to substitute for U's, the Wisdom makes up the 2 V's, make up the W. So if you do research, look up Ancient Wisdom with Wisdom spelled VVISDOM. Next up is a band. Is this the next one in the alphabetical order here? I'm not sure. It is. This band only put out 2 albums that came out in 2013, which is the first one here, in 2016 on Season of Mist, and I don't know what happened to them since then. But this is Ancients. This first one, I think this came out in 2013, Heart of Oak. I really don't know why this band didn't get more notoriety. They're very Opeth, Mastodon with bits of extreme metal thrown in. Picture of the band there. They were on a popular label, obviously, with Season of Mist. So this one came out in 2013. So if you like the good bits of Opeth, not the proggy shit, which I personally can't stand, and you like that Mastodon kind of weird riffy type stuff, and just a hint of death metal tossed in, you will really like Ancients, in my opinion. This one's called Voice of the Void. This came out in 2016, again on Season of Mist. After this, the band kind of went AWOL, and I have no idea what happened to them. I didn't do any more research, but I probably will after this video, just because they're such a great band. They were sponsored by Orange. I always like this inside cover with the wolves kind of stalking their prey, and then there's just some lyrics on the inside, not much to show you there. But yeah, if you like the good bits of that doomy Mastodon or doomy Opeth Mastodon riffs with some of that catchiness that Mastodon sometimes likes to show us, these guys are fucking fantastic. I don't know why more people don't know about them, or what happened. Maybe they broke up, who knows. But next up's a guy most of you probably know, even outside of metal. This is I Get Wet by Andrew WK. Yes, I know he's kind of cheesy. I know the songs on here. It's Time to Party, Party Hard. She Is Beautiful, Party Till You Puke. They're all songs you can envision people playing at a kegger at a college party. But this album's really fucking catchy. The songs are great. I got to see Andrew WK live at Riot Fest in Chicago in 2018, maybe 17, I don't remember. But he puts on one hell of a live show. The dude, if you've seen his videos where he's headbanging and shit, that's how his whole live show is the whole fucking time. He does not let up. His band was great. He had a few big hits on this. They were played on radio, and I don't know what happened after that. But great party rock stuff if you are into that kind of thing. Fun. Just fun. Next up we have, what year did this one come out? This is a Michael Gira band that he formed. I want to say he started in 82. He founded this band, which was a different style for him after he left the band Swans, which I tend to talk about quite a bit. But this is their last album, and this is the band Angels of Light. This came out in, what year was it? This one is We Are Him. This is her last album. Came out in 2007. After he went on this creative journey, which was very non-Swans-like. Some really weird artwork. He kind of ramped up Swans again, and that's around the time I think the Seer was getting started. But some very interesting artwork on the inside. The other side is just lyrics. What I always like about this was released on Young God Records, by the way, which is his label. What I like about the label is everything's very plain and looks the same. He did sign the back of it too over the barcode. Every Young Gods release kind of has the same, not same artwork, but same layout. You can read all the song titles. Everything's the same font in every release. Can get kind of boring to some, but I kind of like, you know what you're going to get. Very plain CD, nothing fancy. But yeah, Angels Light are very experimental. If you like Swans and you prefer the quiet moments of Swans, Angels of Light's probably right up your alley. They put out about 4 albums. This is the only one that I own, and it's solid. It's very melodic. It's very weird. Tom Waits fans, I think, would appreciate this quite a bit, so check out Angels of Light. Next up is a band all you metalheads know. I don't own their whole catalog. I'm kind of spotty on what I own and what I don't own. But I did own the earlier stuff at one time on CD, and I don't know what happened to it, but this is the earliest one that I own by Anthrax, Persistence of Time. I think this is actually a fantastic album. One of their better albums of the Joey Belladonna era. This is an original press. I think it's been repressed. There's the inside poster. Their kind of goofy antics rub people the wrong way around the State of Euphoria era when they were wearing Bermuda shorts and acting kind of goofy in the whole not man, and they were mixing rap in with a lot of their stuff. People really hated it, but Persistence of Time for me, from start to finish, when the clock starts ticking and it bounces from left to right speaker, all the way to Discharge, was probably the fastest song they've ever recorded. There's a lot of great songs on here that I like. They did a Joe Jackson cover of Got the Time, which I thought was fantastic. So yeah, check out Anthrax and reintroduce yourself, if you're already a fan, to Persistence of Time. This is another album I enjoyed of theirs. It was more of a B-sides album, Attack of the Killer Bees. Their cover of Bring the Noise from Public Enemy is probably the one most people know from this, but they did a lot of great covers on here. They did I think was it SOD song Milk. Protest and Survive from Discharge was great. Parasite from Kiss. Just all kinds of cool stuff on here that I actually enjoy quite a bit. Again, the era of them being kind of a quote-unquote goofy band didn't really change with this. I did see them live on this tour with Primus and Young Black Teenagers and Public Enemy. And at the end, they sang Bring the Noise and everybody came out. Sang the song with them, but they put on a great live show. I'll give them, at least they used to. But yeah, still an album I go to from time to time. Not my favorite, but when I kind of want a dose of Anthrax, this is one I pick up from time to time. And I like how they put the parental advisory sticker on the back for this one. Good stuff. And then the last one we're going to talk about, this is where they switched gears. I kind of thought it was shitty of Anthrax to switch gears and get John Bush. I shouldn't say that. I thought it was shitty after they got John Bush and put out a few fairly solid albums and then realized, we could jump on the bandwagon and dump John Bush and bring back Joey Belladonna. It just felt like to me they were playing the marketing game, which, they got to feed their families and whatnot. But this is Sound of White Noise. Their first one with John Bush. I do enjoy this album, John Bush from Armored Saint, for those that don't know or remember. Has a very powerful voice. I feel his voice lends itself better to Anthrax than Joey Belladonna's. Joey Belladonna kind of has that high-pitched scream that a lot of people don't like. It's almost like they got a real singer for Anthrax and they should have got someone like John Bush all along. So I personally like the vocal style of John Bush better, but I like the old Anthrax and some of the new music-wise better. It just seems like they've missed one or the other throughout their careers, in my opinion, of course. This is one that is original pressing. I don't know if they ever repressed this on CD. They did recently. I just found it by watching. Damn, I was going to shout the guy's channel out. Now I can't remember. I'll link it below. But they repressed this. Actually, all the John Bush stuff on vinyl. They did I wouldn't say a repressing. I think it's a remaster because I don't think some of this Stomp 442, and I don't remember the other one that came out. But they're all on vinyl now. So reissue, repress, remaster, whatever. But this has Potter's Field on it, which is a great song. Only, which is probably their biggest hit. Black Lodge, which is a great kind of probably their first time they ever recorded what I would consider an actual ballad. I believe that song was written about Twin Peaks. I could be wrong. It has Invisible on it. Room for One More. So yeah, there's about 5 or 6 great songs on this. So kudos to John Bush. I wish they would have just let bygones be bygones with the Belladonna era and kept John Bush. I think some of their newer stuff would just be fantastic with John Bush. Armored Saint did put out an album last year with Bush, and it was a great album as well. But just a missed opportunity there with Anthrax. I think I have this love-hate relationship with Anthrax. I did see them live, open for Slayer on their Slayer's farewell tour. Again, they were pretty good, but Belladonna, he's a great showman. It's like David Lee Roth, you know. It's like, wow, what a great showman, but the vocals are whatever. So that's it for this edition of Mostly Metal and the Vault Update. I recently did hit 100 subscribers. Thank you very much. I mentioned I was going to do a contest. It seems like we're contest heavy right now with the YouTube music community, so I might wait a little bit and do that contest later. I plan to reward a bunch of stuff from my label, and then the winner's going to get the same stuff as everyone else. But they're going to be able to pick something from my Discogs marketplace that I have for sale, anything under $20. I'm going to let people buy one thing that's $20, 10 things that are $1, whatever. And more to come on that. I do have, it is February, so I'm going to be doing a Metal Tote unboxing. And I got about 5 things in the mail today. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got about 8 cassettes, 3 CDs, and a bunch of other stuff. I got the new Ruins of Everast in today, so fucking stoked to check that out. I'll probably do a solo review on that. So thanks for checking the channel, guys, and I will catch you all very soon. Later.